Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are. My name is John, or Last Frontier Bricks, and this is my review of the LEGO Star Trek The Next Generation USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D, as well as the Type 15 Shuttlepod gift with purchase. The Enterprise is set number 10356, comes with 3,600 pieces, including 9 minifigures, 10 if you count the cat, and that came out on Black Friday 2025 at a retail price of $400. As for the Shuttlepod, it is set number 40768, comes with 261 pieces and 1 minifigure, and was a free gift with purchase with the Enterprise Circle running from Black Friday, November 28th, 2025 to December 1st. Holy smokes, have I waited a long time for LEGO to get around to doing Star Trek. There was quite some time where it was basically like, LEGO basically said they were never going to do it, if only because they were already doing Star Wars. But yet, here we are in 2025, and I've got this beauty right in front of me. The box art looks absolutely fantastic, showing off the ship in all its glory. Well, most of it. You do see a little bit of it cut off here, but it's at a really nice angle and a nice star feel around it. It's basically the same thing going on with the Shuttlepod. Interesting enough, the Shuttlepod is in a more official LEGO box than what you get with some of the gift for purchases. Like, take for example the Cerebro gift for purchase with the X Mansion and the New York City Taxi with Avengers Tower. First off, taking a look at the box for the Shuttlepod. Again, you get the full ship in all its glory. Taking a look at the top of the box, you see the shuttle as well as the name of the character you get with this set, Laren, a rather significant and a secondary character. You got some almost a top-down view of the ship on the side, and take a look at the back. You can see not only an image of the shuttle pod from the show, as well as being seen as much as you can see how much you can open up this set. We'll go ahead and get this box open real quick. Fortunately, neither one of these sets have the push tabs, so you can just use a box knife. We do have one instruction manual, not the best, and it's not exactly in best condition. You got one sticker sheet, 2, 3 bags of parts, and from the looks of things, all the details on this Shuttlepod are stickers. Not the best thing, I would say, yeah, especially for a gift for purchase. But looks like you just jump straight into build. It's again having a neat add 4 paper bags set without them, and then nothing going on in the back. As for the Enterprise, again, wonderful box art with the Star Trek logo down at the bottom. Take a look at the top. You can see the full list of minifigures you get: Dr. Beverly Crusher, Geordi LaForge, William Riker, Deanna Joy, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Worf, Data and his pet cat Spot, Guinan, and Wesley Crusher, as well as seeing one of the, basically a speech ambience window pane that is used for half of the deflector dish. And fun fact, apparently they brought this set out to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Star Trek in general. Taking a look at the back of the box, you can see the full set, a nice display stand for your figures, as well as a display card for the ship, as well as taking a look at the top right corner, you can see the dimensions of the set: 60 centimeters or 23.5 inches long, and 27 centimeters or 10.5 inches high while it's on its stand, as well as seeing both the ship from the show, and much, I think, what would have been a better view of the ship for the front box art, even if the saucer is much more wider in that angle, as well as the main function of the ship being able to recreate the saucer separation that you actually see the ship do in the show. So, let's go ahead and get this bad boy open, see how many bags are in it. Oh boy, it's got one of the big boxes inside. that's full of even more bags. But I mean, we are talking about 3,600 pieces, so I mean, who would be surprised with the amount of whatever amount of bags are in this thing? So let's see what we got. We got 1, 2, and there's actually paper bags in these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 bags. Let's get the box out of the way. Let's go ahead and get this box open. All right, we are at 16 bags, so 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 20, technically 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 bags. 2 of these pieces, don't really know what they're officially called. And we got our instruction manuals in one of the big file folders. Probably along with, I would imagine, stickers. They didn't do any prints for the Shuttlepod, so I'd be surprised if they went all sticker for the big one. And there's actually 2 instruction manuals for this thing. Let's see. Yep, there are stickers on this thing. However, I am noticing it's not all stickers. That plaque is printed. Nice. All right, so there we go. Here's instruction manual number 1, showing off the image of the set from the front box art, but with a white background. And then the instruction manual number 2 shows the saucer section off center. So I'm sure there's going to be a full breakdown of this thing. Once again, we have an ad for paper bags, but as I noticed that there are a few small paper bags inside the set. Well, inside the big bags. And yes, we do have a full UCS style breakdown, starting off as it should with the famous lines from Sir Patrick Stewart, aka John Picard. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Next up, we have a section titled, You Have the Bridge. Set in the 24th century, Star Trek The Next Generation, 1987 to 1994, charted a bold new course in the Star Trek universe, all in the spirit of the original series. With Captain Jean-Luc Picard at the helm, the diverse crew aboard the USS Enterprise, NCC-1701-D, discovers extraordinary new worlds and faces legendary foes. As representatives for the United Federation of Planets, their goal is to promote and evolve peaceful diplomatic coexistence within civilizations everywhere. Through their hopeful vision of the future and innovative technology, the show, the Starship and its crew have inspired generations of Star Trek fans. And then, next page, we have a section titled The First Ever Lego Star Trek Model. As one of the longest running sci-fi franchises on TV and in movies, Star Trek has earned its iconic status in the genre. Starship Enterprise models have always been fan favorite collectibles, and for the first time ever, we are beyond excited to welcome this version of the LEGO Icons collection. Without further ado, boldly go as we present the USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D. Next page, we have a star in Star Trek history. The USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D, Starfleet's Galaxy-class flagship, carries a legacy that spans centuries in Star Trek history. It has always been a beacon of exploration and diplomacy. It is the sixth starship to bear the legendary name Enterprise on its hull, honoring a tradition dating back to old naval ships and even the first space shuttle. Speaking of that shuttle, I'd love to get a hold of the shuttle aircraft carrier model that came out this year as well. Launched from Mars in 2363, it was fine-tuned as at Earth Station McKinley before Jean-Luc Picard took command. In fact, and we also have multiple famous missions. We have Encounter at Farpoint Parts 1 and 2, the pilot of this series. Its inaugural mission led the Enterprise D to the mysterious Farpoint station and the crew's first contact with the Q continuum. Then we have the Inner Light. Rendered unconscious by an alien probe, Picard lives out a lifetime as Cayman, a native of the long-destroyed world of Catan. Then we have Unification Parts 1 and 2. Picard and Data go undercover on Romulus after suspecting Ambassador Spock has gone rogue and defected to the Romulan Empire. And then we have the series finale, All Good Things. In this series finale, the crew travels through time to prevent a cosmic anomaly, reflecting on past and future events to save humanity. Then we have a behind-the-scenes section. The talented artist Andrew Probert was the TV series senior consulting illustrator who crafted the look of the USS Enterprise D. His futuristic vision reflected the imagined advancements in space travel a century after the events of the original series. Probert's sleek design featured a larger saucer section and repositioned warp nacelles closer to the ship's center of mass for balance. Series creator Gene Roddenberry tweaked the design slightly, including extending the nacelles and placing the bridge atop the saucer for scale. And then we also have a specs page for it. Construction: Utopia Planitia Fleet Yards. Length: 2,103 feet or 641 meters. 42 decks. A crew complement typically of 1,014. Maximum warp speed of 9.9. Armament: phasers and photon torpedoes. And then we have a section dedicated to the minifigures themselves. Aboard the USS Enterprise D, the crew, human as well as other species, organic and mechanical, is united in pursuit of knowledge, justice, and peace. Their unique backgrounds, passions, wit, and the perspectives contribute to the environment where collaboration, curiosity, and respect can bridge any divide. The next generation envisions a future where equality and reason triumph, inspiring us to embrace differences and learn from one another for the good of all. And then we have a section dedicated to all the characters, as well as quite a few quotes from them. First off, we have Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Let's make sure history never forgets the name Enterprise. And next we have Lieutenant Commander Data. I am superior, sir, in many ways, but I would gladly give it up to be human. Next we have Lieutenant Worf. Fun Lego fact: the actor who played Lieutenant Worf, Michael Dorn, actually voiced Mata Nui in the Bionicle Legends Reborn movie. He has the quote of, "I am a Klingon. If you doubt it, a demonstration can be arranged." Next we have Commander William Riker. The unexpected is our normal routine. Then we have Consular Deanna Troy. Would you like to talk about what's bothering you, or would you like to break some more furniture? And we have Dr. Beverly Crusher. It's the struggle that is important. That's what helps us define our place in the universe. Then we have Lieutenant Commander Geordie LaForge. There's theory and then there's application. They don't always jibe. Then we have Guinan. My name is Guinan. I tend bar and I listen. And finally, Wesley Crusher. This is all just beginning. We've only charted 19% of our galaxy. The rest is out there just waiting. Pretty solid quotes there, I must say. And then we have a little message from the LEGO Icons design team. We wanted a model of substantial size that could balance on a single display stand arm. The shape of the primary hull, the saucer section, was designed with angled panels that add density to the disc. And to get its oval shape right, we developed two new LEGO bow elements. The two warp engines connected to thin curved pylons, and the attachment of the detachable saucer disc was another challenge in terms of model stability. But the saucer separation function, although rarely used in the series, is such a key feature. We applied sideways building with plates, especially in the neck area, to achieve the right sturdiness. The original filming model is covered with windows, even on the underside. Here they are printed on the saucer section's rim. And as a finishing touch, we paid special attention to the ship's navigational deflector to find the best look for the windshield element's geometry. We also have a small quote from the LEGO Icons team. Recreating a starship that means so much to generations of Star Trek fans in LEGO form was an exciting technical design challenge. Not to mention, that is a beautiful look image of that model. Then we also see how you're supposed to hold the model, specifically if on the underneath the saucer section and the secondary hull. Do not, and specifically points out, do not grab onto this thing by the edge of the saucer or by the warp nacelles. Then we just jump straight into the build. Looks like we got, instruction manual number 1. Looks like it has you build everything except the saucer section of the ship. Look, and then we have instruction manual 2. Again, that basically covers the saucer section and the and all your figures and the display plaque. And then in the back it shows you how you do the saucer separation, and then you got 2, 4, 5 pages of parts. Whew, that was a lot. So I've also got a lot of building for me to do. I won't be doing a time lapse on this one. This is way too many parts for me to. This is way too much of a build for me to be able to get it all in a time lapse without my phone dying on me. So I'll just go ahead and jump into the review of both these sets, the Enterprise and the Shuttlepod, right now. Alright guys, as you can see, the build isn't quite done yet. However, I found out about a really cool Easter egg that later on is completely inaccessible. Right here is the ship's dedication plaque. Every ship in Starfleet gets one, and this is the Enterprise's. You have the Federation symbol up top. And underneath you have, it says USS Enterprise, Galaxy Class, Starfleet Registry NCC-1701-D, as well as the quote, "to boldly go where no one has gone before." Unfortunately, it is a sticker placed on a 2x3 tile. However, I'm showing you this because later on in the build, this plaque becomes entirely inaccessible. It's like, it's in the set, but you can't get to it without taking apart a good deal of the saucer, and so I thought I better show this to you guys while it's so easily accessible before I've even officially put it in the model. Alright, the build is done. That's quite a considerable build, considering counting the Shuttlepod. We were talking about just over 3,800 pieces, but quite an enjoyable build, let me tell you. We'll go ahead and start off with the Shuttlepod. The Shuttlepod gift purchase, specifically starting off with the figure that comes with Ensign Rowe. Oh, I do like the hairpiece they gave her, almost like Black Widow style hairpiece, but in brown. But what I really like is the attention to detail that they made sure to give the figure itself. She is a species known as Bajoran, and they made sure to give her two very distinct features from Bajorans, namely the nose ridges you can see in between the eyes, but also the Bajoran earring that you can see on the sides of her head, which is in metallic gray. She does have a secondary face, which is a much more action combat ready face. I will say, unfortunately, that the torso, much like the others in the set, does have a little bit of bleeding in it with the print, and the red on the torso is a noticeably darker shade than the red on the arms. So unfortunately, that's still a thing. But I do like the little V that you can see up there in the top, up there with the black top, but as well as the Starfleet combat badge. You do have a bit of printing on the arm. This as the black on top goes all the way across, and no printing going on the legs. So all in all, really nice figure there. As for the Shuttlepod, that's a really fun little build. As you can see, it fits just fine in the palm of my hand. I do have a little bit of a, forgive the extra light, I do have a bit of a flashlight in my hand. Didn't give a little extra light. But all in all, the build of the shuttle is really, really nice. Like the added yellow there on the smallness cells on the side. Got unfortunately, besides for that, whoops. Besides for that, all the details on the set are either brick built or stickers. And I'm sure, as you may have seen with the sticker sheet, it was a pretty size as well as sticker sheet for only a 250-piece set. But all those stickers add a lot of detail, like the red stripes, as well as the name of this particular shuttle, the Onizuka. You got NCC-1701-D on the front. The window panel is of the darker shade, so when you put the figure in there, you can't really see inside. But you also have Enterprise printed on the side, as well as NCC-1701-D, as well as on the top, and you got some stickers on the back showing the impulse engines. And this does have can be opened pretty significantly. You can open a small section in the back, as well as you got a couple of gull wings on the side. There is seating inside the shuttle for two, but unfortunately they decided to go with the 1x2 tiles with jumpers in the middle, which honestly, with as small and cramped as this set is, it makes it a little difficult to get your figures in there. But you also got a stickered panel in there with plenty of buttons, as well as a readout of a Romulan D Daradex class cruiser, something I would love for LEGO to try their hand at making. So like I said, you can fit your Ensign Roll figure in there. However, like I said, due to how cramped it is in there, is a little difficult in order to get the figure there just right. Let me see if I can actually do this on camera. So, like, you can get it in, like, you can get the figure in there, but again, it's a little difficult to get it to where. There we go. There we go. It's a little difficult to get it in the correct spot. And like I said, with the dark window panel is a little dark in there. You can't really see inside. I've even got a flashlight on there, and even then I can barely see her. But all in all, for a little $250 piece gift of purchase, this is a really nice build. Next up, we will take a look at. Actually, I think we will take a look at the little UCS plaque we got going on here. There's plenty of metallic printing going on there, as well as a readout of the Galaxy class USS Enterprise, much like you see on the computer screens in the show. And again, really a nice print. And I'll go ahead and read it off. It has the Starfleet symbol, as well as the name USS Enterprise. It's marked as a Galaxy class Starfleet Registry NCC-1701-D. Launch stardate 40759.5. Don't ask me what that is in modern dates, but it was constructed at Utopia Planitia Shipyards on Mars. And again, super simple, but really nice addition. Alright, with all the extras out of the way, it's time to move on to the figures, of which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 of them, 10 counting the cat. And they all fit on this really nice display plaque with a nice printed tile with the Star Trek Next Generation logo. Going from left to right, first off, we have Lieutenant Geordi LaForge, or is it Lieutenant Commander? Forgive me. He's got a really nice print on his face, including his visor, which in the Next Generation's TV series he needs, because, fun fact, he was born blind. Got a nice hairpiece going on here, similar to what I imagine a updated look for Finn would be. And he does have a slightly alternate face with a nice big smile on it. Fun fact, Geordi LaForge is played by LeVar Burton, of which his probably other most famous role would be that of the I guess you could say star of the CBS show Reading Rainbow. Oh no, PBS. Pardon me. He does have the usual Star Trek Next Generation in uniform on complete with the Star Trek con badge. Just as you know, the colors on the Star Trek uniforms are for different branches in Starfleet. The yellow that you see Geordi wearing here is for security and engineering. Red is for the command, the branch, and blue is a combination of science and medical. Oh, and then for his accessory, he's got a simple build of a mechanic's toolkit. So nice figure there. He is the fun fact, he is the chief engineer on the Enterprise. Next up, we have the chief of security. We have Lieutenant Worf, of which he is probably a member of probably the most famous alien species ever created in Star Trek, that being the Klingons, which is why he's got this really big forehead with the ridges on there, which is a piece unique to him with nice hair combo. Oh, which honestly, he looks a little weird once you take it off. But you do see he has an alternate face, which very fits his character and Klingons as general, as he's ready for a fight. They are very much an honor-bound warrior species, which is why he also has the print of the Klingon slash or bandolier on there, really, which has a nice metallic print to it. And his accessory is a Star Trek phaser, of which is a really simple build of one of the minifigure stands that you get with the minifigure series, and a printed 1x1 cheese slope, which you actually get two of both those pieces, so you can actually make two of those. So really nice figure there. Next up, we have Counselor Deanna Troi. Nice face print going on here. Love the hairpiece that they gave her. It looks really, really nice. And she does have an alternate face, a much happier alternate face. It's a nice color. And for her uniform and the pink, she is technically a member of Starfleet. She isn't like a part of any of the branches. Like I said, she's the ship's counselor. Basically, basically what you expect a counselor to sound like almost like a therapist, but also there for some good advice, of which she's really good at. She also has the Starfleet com badge, and her accessory is a 1x2 tile, which represents her pad, which basically a Star Trek version of an iPad. One thing the instruction manual said about the pad is that Star Trek tended to predict what kind of technology we would have in the future. I think it's more along the lines of Star Trek inspired people to basically turn the tech they saw in Star Trek and turn it into reality. One thing I'm sure a lot of scientists and people in science and technology nowadays would say their inspiration for getting into science and technology would be Star Trek. Next up, we have Lieutenant Commander Data, who, fun fact, he is not a human or an alien. He's actually an android. I like the use of the hairpiece they gave him. It's basically the Admiral Thrawn hairpiece, but in black. He's got that super pale coloring, which is very accurate to the character. And you may notice he actually has the more recent Darth Maul no pupils eyes. However, I think that fits very well with the character. It actually complements him. Yeah, and he does have a slightly alternate face with something of a smile, and his accessory is well, it's not actually really not really something you could call a accessory at all. It is his pet cat Spot. Although, funny enough, they do mention this in the instruction manual. His pet cat Spot doesn't actually have any spots. He's basically just your average orange tabby. Next up, we have the star of the show, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, as portrayed by Sir Patrick Stewart. One thing I will say right off the bat is that I am very happy that they decided not to go with the X-Mansion route and just reuse the Lex Luthor face for Sir Patrick for Captain Picard, and they gave him a new face. I do like the details going on him with the edge lines and the gray eyelashes. His uniform is the red style, which again does seem to have the problem of the red on the torso being a little thin, but other than that, it looks really nice. And his accessory is a mug holding his favorite drink, tea, Earl Grey, hot. So nice addition. So nice look for the captain there. Next up, we have the data will go back on there. There we go. Next up, we have the first officer, Commander William Riker, portrayed by Jonathan Frakes. Speaking of which, I need you guys sign up to get for the contest to get the signed copy of the set signed by Jonathan Frakes. I know I did. One thing I gotta say is probably the best thing about this figure is the face print. It is very generic, and that is a very good thing. If Lego decides not to keep this hairpiece unique to this figure, I imagine it would become very useful for mock building. For creating custom figures. Yes, he does have a secondary face with a nice smile. I like the hair piece, and his accessory is actually a brick built accessory. I can get him back on there. There we go. It is a brick built trombone. Oh, and it's something that you see the character use every so often, as the very first time Lego has ever made this instrument. And whether it be brick built or in a mold, and it comes with a nice simple stand. There we go. Next up, we have the bartender on the ship, Guinan, portrayed by Whoopi Goldberg. The hair combo she has is brand new and unique to the figure. Nice print, and on the face looks pretty much like what you expect for a Whoopi Goldberg figure. And she does have a secondary face with a nice smile on there. Nice printing on the back of the torso as well as the front. And her accessory is a little bottle of something, probably illegal Romulan ale. Next up, we have Dr. Beverly Crusher, the only one that we see in the blue uniform. And taking a look at the blue on that looks like to be the only one that's not suffering from the blue being a little thin. I like the hairpiece given to her. Her look rather reminiscent to the Black Widow hairpiece. So I also like the face print that they give her. She also includes a secondary face with a nice smile, and her accessory is a 1x2 tile depicting her medical tricorder, basically a small handheld medical computer that can scan people, check for any illnesses or injuries or whatnot. So nice figure there. And lastly, we have Beverly Crusher's young son, Wesley. Yeah, as he's got a nice simple face print and hairpiece. He also has a second, a more scared the face print, and I do like that they went with the classic season 1 version of him, with it's basically a gray sweater with the red, yellow, and blue stripes. They give him the teen legs, I do believe, and his accessory is a important plot device. Is in the second episode of the show is a little science project he has, which is a portable tractor beam, which a projector, which can also could be used to create a force field. Simple build. Got a 1x1 tile. The beam is a simple lightsaber blade. So all in all, really nice little build from something. I gotta admit, while I was building the set, I had no idea what that was. Like, taking a look at all the pictures of the set, and on the box, I was like, "What in the world is that thing?" But fortunately, I decided to watch the Next Generation while I was building the set, and fortunately, I found my answer very, very quickly. So, all in all, really nice figure selection, almost perfect. If you ask me, I will go into what I think they could have done better at the end of the video. Alright, now that we've taken care of all the small stuff, let's go ahead and move that out of the way and focus on the main star of the show, the Enterprise herself. First off, one thing I like about this set is that there's a good balance between stickers and prints. First off, we got a whole bunch of prints all along the rim of the saucer section here, depicting windows. They're all black, I believe, as due to the instructions mentioning that in the first couple of seasons of Next Gen, the guys who made the in-show model for the Enterprise couldn't figure out how to light these windows electronically, so they were all black. We also have a nice printed 6x12 of a tile up here saying USS Enterprise and NCC-1701-D. But if you bring around the back, and taking a look back here, we got a couple of stickers. Speaking of stickers, by the way, I actually owe you guys an apology. Yeah, when I showed off the sticker plaque that goes inside the saucer section, on the phrase "too bold to go where no one has gone before," I failed to notice a little mistake Lego made. They misspelled boldly. Boldly is supposed to be spelled Boldly, but they forgot the second L. So I have it show "to boldy go where no one has gone before." Boldy. I didn't even notice that until I saw someone else's video mention that mistake. So I went back over my footage, and lo and behold, it was true. So yeah, my apologies for missing that mistake. But yeah, like I said, there's a good mix of printed and tiled going on around here. Like I said, you got some stickers back here representing some more windows. You got 1701-D back here, and then you got these two stickers showing representing two small shuttle bays. Speaking of shuttle bays, you got one right here, along with a micro scale of the Type 15 Shuttlepod in the back, similar to what you see with the micro scale Republic gunship for the UCS Venator. And that is to show off that this is where the main shuttle bay is. In fact, you can even take a small section off right here, and you can see another shuttle pod inside the hangar. However, the real reason that this is here is to show off the main, you could say, play function of this set, even though it's definitely not play. And that is the fact that, much like in the show and even the movie Star Trek Generations, where the ship meets her unfortunate end, spoiler alert, you can detach the entire saucer section from this set. Let me show you. All you have to do is take the shuttle, which is on a Technic pin, and pull that out. And you do want to grab onto the saucer section from the top and bottom, not the sides. The sides are mainly held on by these by these pieces here showing off the windows. Inside, it's not all that strong. It's basically held on by a bunch of the 1x2 tiles with clips. Oops. So yeah, like it's good. So like it's a strong enough build, but it's not meant to be grabbed onto. So you do want to grab onto it by the top and bottom of the saucer. So as you can, like I said, all you have to do is take out that tile, and boom, the entire saucer section comes off. And now that I have that loose, I can show you the bomb as well, where you have two more stickers with NCC-1701-D here, or similar to what happened with Harry Potter with Gringotts Bank. However, this one, I think the split was a bit more even in a bit more reasonable place. But you also have this shield piece here with another sticker representing the captain's yacht, basically a large shuttle specifically for the captain's use, even though it's never actually shown in use in the show. And whoop, well, like I said, that's why you don't want to grab onto this set from the side, because these can pop loose. But as I was gonna say, basically all you have to do once you're ready to put it back on, you can see that there's a slot here or in the bottom. Basically, all you have to do is line it up, and it slides right back in. And then all you have to do is put your shuttle back in, and it is secure. One thing I would like to mention before I go any farther is that I don't know why they decide to spread out a bunch of all these dark tan pieces all over the place. Having watched the show while I was building this set, I can guarantee you that there is no dark tan on this ship. It's just a nice, clean gray ship with some added color details. So yeah, I don't know why they went with dark tan if they added in to break up just the gray. I don't know why they went with dark tan. They could have easily gone with dark gray and it would look just fine, but I don't know why they went with tan. Yeah, swinging this set back around. I would like to point out a really cool feature. These 1x3 tiles. These are brand new colors to Lego sets, being a reddish orange. So Lego's pulling out all the stops with this set. A good balance between stickers and tiles, plenty of new prints for your figures and the set. And you got new hair molds for Worf and Guinan, and even a brand new color. That is awesome. Also, speaking of stuff that's brand new, for these pieces on these transparent red pieces on the front end of the warp nacelles, those are Speed Champion pieces you use to depict for the corners of the cars. But this is the first time that they have ever shown up in transparent red. So again, Lego's pulling out all the stops. So yeah, I like all the details going on here. The warp nacelles are in nice shape. You got the Starfleet insignia on top. That both of these are stickers, but they are on these 2x2s with clips. Oops, you can see how those go on there. Again, the coloring looks really nice, with the exception of all that dark tan. Honestly, part of me kind of wants to see how much it would cost to Brinklink all the parts in either regular gray or dark gray, and see how much it would cost to replace all this dark tan and replace it with either gray or dark gray. even if it might be a bit of a pain to do so. I will say I do like the added ingots here in the gunmetal gray. That's a nice little color addition. Also, I like just way these slopes. Let's go on this thing, trying to get that nice, clean, rounded shape that you see in the show. Also, fun little detail. Well, with the way the anti studs for these triangular tiles go on. Funny enough, one of those, I believe it's this one right here, or it's either that or the one on the bottom here. That it's in the perfect position and shape to be to be the rear photon torpedo launcher. Coincidence? I think not. Especially once I show you something on the bottom. Just this thing just looks gorgeous from every angle. A lot of detail going on. As for underneath the sauces section, you can see we got some Speed Champion style old hood pieces here to represent the deflector, and they did something interesting in order to get the glow on this thing. Basically, the top of the piece is printed, but you attach it stud up, so you get this interesting reflection and from that end. So it's a really nice. So it's a really nice detail and really nice way to go about it. Also, much like like you did it on the back of the neck, this spot right here also looks like it's just the perfect shape and position to be the forward photon torpedo launcher. Like I said, coincidence? Probably not. Got some interesting color coming out here with a bit of a yellow, and you can see underneath there's a couple of spots where this things can slide onto the display stand just fine at honestly a really nice angle. Not gonna lie, I really like what they did with that. Honestly, I probably would have preferred it if it was nice and flat like you see on the show. But honestly, the way they did it like this looks really, really nice as well. So that is everything that you get with the USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D from Star Trek Next Generation, as well as the Type 15 Shuttlepod. So, do I recommend this set? If you are a Star Trek fan, absolutely. This is going to make a wonderful centerpiece. It is, but I mean, even if you're just a sci-fi fan, I feel like this ship is iconic enough for people to instantly recognize it. It is a wonderful build. It was actually a pretty easy build, not gonna lie. And again, a really fun, enjoyable build. Or if you're a Star Trek fan, this is absolutely a must-buy. And personally, I really want to see they go do more. Like, I know the original rumor for this set was it was going to be the original Enterprise with Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and all those guys. That sounds like an easy pick for me for another one. I know with the original press release, they were teasing Voyager. That would be an awesome one. I'd also love them to see them do the Defiant, or if they could pull it off, even Deep Space Nine. But I also want to see some alien ships come out of this as well. I already mentioned the DDR-Dex Rumbling Cruiser. That would be great. The Klingon Bird of Prey is so iconic. That would be an easy pick for me. Also, I'd love to see a Borg cube where they could do the Borg Queen and Locutus, aka Picard, after he's been taken over by the Borg. Spoiler alert. But yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. I love what LEGO's done here. They have taken their first step into the final frontier, and I want to see them go where no minifigure has gone before. As for what I said about what I would have changed about the minifigures, first off, I would have added in the Season 1 character, Tasha Yar, as portrayed by Denise Crosby. She only appeared for one season because she ended up dying in the first season. But she would have been a nice addition, being able to get the full cast, so to speak. And I would have ended up giving her the phaser, And instead of Worf having the phaser, I would have given him his Bat'leth, which is a really cool traditional Klingon sword in the shape of a crescent moon. Such a really cool sci-fi weapon. And then lastly, I would have added in the, you could almost say main cast, but more of a special guest star edition of Q. He is a, they really only call him an entity, but he's like powerful enough that people mistake him as a god, and he's been driving the Enterprise his crew crazy literally from episode 1. And I would have either, you could either have him be in the Star Trek Command Red uniform, which he shows up in a lot, or what'd be really cool is if he showed up in his Judge uniform in both the pilot and the finale. That would have been really cool. So, that'll be the end of this review. Thanks for joining me for it. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, all that stuff. Ring the bell to be notified of all videos as soon as they become available. Check out my channel and some more of my content on the end screen in just a few seconds. And I will see you all in the next video. Later, everybody.